How's it going, everyone? So today, we're trying out something new. I asked my followers over on Instagram to give me questions so I can do my first Q&A ever. So this is something we're trying out. We'll see how it goes. Let me know what you think in the comments after you watch the video. And yeah, let's get to it. Okay, let's start simple. How's your senior year going? It's going pretty well. It's busy, getting college applications in, a lot of schoolwork. But yeah, cross-country season just ended. Swim season is starting soon. Yeah, so far so good. My creativity process. So, this is kind of a tough one because I don't have like step-by-step what I do to be creative. Usually something will come to me, some sort of idea, a concept that seems like it'll be able to become something good, and my first step is figuring out what platform it's going to be on. If it's like either a minute-long video or a photo, Instagram is usually the place. If it's going to be something longer, that'll usually go on YouTube, of course. I don't consider any idea a bad idea that I have. I just prioritize the best ones. So that's usually what you guys see here, or over on my Instagram. Follow me, @SamTheMinuteman. I post there daily. Good vibes over there. I feel like that wasn't a great answer, so I will make an actual video about the creativity process later on. That's a good idea. Okay, on to the next thing. Photography spots and tips. This is a question I get asked a lot, not usually over social media or YouTube, but usually in person. People will come up to me and be like, how did you take that photo? Where did you go? What gear did you use? That kind of thing. You know, it's easier than you would think to find a good location. For like the Teddy Tuesday posts where it's in a cool, like outdoorsy looking location, that's either from hikes or from like driving around town just looking for cool spots. Anywhere that, like, there are more cool spots than you would think within Hopkinton. Over by Legacy Farms, sorry if you're not from my town, this won't really apply to you, but there are trails around there, so sometimes we'll go over there. Even the town common, I did a lot of senior portraits there because it's just a green background. You have the grass, you have the trees, you have leading lines with the pathways. That's a good place for portraits. Yeah, so really I just drive around and look for places that look nice that I'm allowed to go to. As for tips, there are so many tips I could give you guys, but I don't know what you're looking for. So if you could leave a comment down below with tips that you want, things that'll be useful to you. Maybe it's Photoshop tutorials, maybe it's Lightroom, maybe it's actual shooting in camera, not post. Yeah, let me know because I would love to do some tutorials and stuff like that for you guys. So let me know what tips you want. Yeah, the moral of the story for locations is just what fits your aesthetic. For me, it's outdoors, woodsy places. It's just a matter of going out and looking for it. Okay, moving on. What made you want to do photography? Not phrased the best, but you know what I mean. That's what it says. Well, I've always loved the idea of capturing a moment accurately, which was something I had never been able to do before I started photography. So that kind of got me into it. The concept was like a big draw for me. I wanted to be able to hold my memories as a physical picture rather than just a memory in my head. Memories, as we all know, tend to fade. That was like the big motivation for it, but the reason I got into actually caring about composition and aesthetics and stuff like that was a project I did last year that many of you know called Let's Do This. So what I did was every day after school I would take a picture of a person holding a sign that said let's do this, and I'd ask them for a quote, almost Humans of New York style, but like not as deep. So that kind of got me into photography because originally I would take my phone, go up to them and be like, hey, can I take your picture? And that creeped people out. The fact that it was a phone, the fact that I'm a person they don't know, that was all kind of creepy. So what I did was I got my sister's camera, which is like, it's a DSLR, it's professional looking, it's actually the one I'm using right now, and that made the project easier because people are more okay having their picture taken by a photographer than they are by just some random person. It's a fact. So at least the DSLR looks professional, and in order to use it, I had to learn how to use it better in order to get good pictures. The goal was never to become a photographer. The goal was to spread these stories, which led to me needing to learn how to use a camera. So That's kind of a long answer, but hope that answers your question. Let's move on. What's my favorite photo that I've taken? This is a hard one. There's so many that I love. I have a few up on the wall behind the camera right now, above my desk. My favorite photo that I've taken. There's this great one of me and my brother. It's not like an insanely great picture. It's cool, like it's just a cool picture of me and my brother. It was when my family went to France, and we held a GoPro outside of the Eiffel Tower. It's a big wide selfie of me and my brother. I'll put it on the screen now so you can see it. But I just love that picture. It captures the excitement, captures the mood. It's great to be able to see me and my brother at that time. You can follow him actually on Instagram at Jack Coyote. He posts some great stuff. But yeah, that's one of my favorite pictures, but there's just so many. There's this one that I love from when I went to Iceland with a school trip. There's this guy working at a cafe handing something over the counter, and just the way the light's hitting, the direction he's looking, the reflection off of the counter, it just all came together so perfectly, and the focus is just pinpoint. So I love that photo just because the luck of how it turned out was just astounding to me at the time. Greatest sources of inspiration. Greatest sources of inspiration. Let's see. Well, something that really inspires me is the fact that I don't know like what a photo will evoke in someone. So if I take if I could take a picture of someone, it's like a pretty good picture, I'm somewhat happy with it, and then I show it to that person and they're like, oh my gosh, I love that photo. And it just blows my mind, because something that I think is, hey, not bad, they think that is the best thing they've ever seen, and it blows my mind sometimes. So that's inspiring to me. I try and make things that can make people happy, and just see where that takes me. That's usually the motivation. I find it's a lot more fun for me to tell a story using photos than it is with videos, because photos are just more of a challenge. You gotta get the right scenes, the right stills, to make the story complete. And that's kind of what I try to do on my Instagram, but I consider the whole feed a story of things in my life. So that's kind of where I draw inspiration from. Aesthetically, I draw inspiration from nature, from, like, for my style stuff, I draw inspiration from outdoors lifestyle, and kind of, there are a couple of Instagrammers I follow that are just awesome. If you've ever heard of Whaley's World, he's a big inspiration for style stuff. So it was Corey Malk, I think is how you say it. I'll link them below as well. Let's see what's next. Okay, someone said dogs as something I should talk about in this video. So, dogs. I think I'll talk about why I photograph dogs. There's something about dogs that's all the same from each dog to each dog. Like, they're all dogs, but each one has their own personality, and it's harder to capture that, I think, than it is to capture the personality of a human. I can see someone's attitude, someone's expression, those kinds of things. Those come out very obviously when I look at them, but dogs are harder to get. So there's this photo I took a couple weeks ago of this yellow lab yawning and like simultaneously licking his chops, and I just love that photo because it shows, like, it tells a story about him. He'd been walking around all day, and this was a moment where he was yawning, showing his tiredness. Just a moment before, you would have never known that he was tired until he yawned, and I caught it. And it's just harder to do, I think, than capturing the expression of a person, because a person is just, like, it's hard not for us to show that, but dogs look the same pretty much moment to moment, except for, I like dogs, okay? I like dogs. So someone also asked me for my 10 essentials. 10 essentials, I assume that means like 10 essential items. So I will do that in another video because I think that would make a nice list video, my top 10 need-to-haves, I guess. Sort of GQ style, I'm assuming, is where you guys were going with that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this Q&A. This is my first try at it, so let me know how I did down in the comments. Please subscribe and ring that bell if you haven't already. Yeah, if you like this video, please share it. I hope you guys could get something out of it. I know I found something from it, so until next time, peace.